Smart Studios.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, the world. Good morning, America. Good morning in Chicago. This is the New Harbor Studio. We are here to talk to you, and we are known as the Hey, let's talk about it, because there's so many issues that we need to talk about it. We greet you wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and by the grace of God, please, some of you go to bed. Good night. You don't want to hear some of what we have to say. I am Chief OBDK, and my co-host, your co-host, Joel.
Hello, everybody.
Joel Spears.
Yes, sir.
We're here to talk to you about so many things. And we can start anywhere. But we would like you to do a couple things for us first. We appreciate you listening. We appreciate you going into our, hey, let's talk about it, or going to New Harbor Studio and subscribing and talking. But you do us a favor.
Press like.
And like us.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to us.
Press the notification.
Press the notification button.
And send us some comments.
And if you want to, send a comment. You have got nothing to say? Don't say it. We don't appreciate it. You just shut up. With all due respect. That's right, I said it. If you don't have anything to say, the best thing to do is not to say anything at all.
Ooh,
but you can go and you can like us and subscribe and do all of that. We want you to listen to the show. My dear brothers and sisters, there is something that is called black conservatives. This black conservative is a social philosophy rested in communities of the African Americans. So black conservatives in the African American communities. Well, what does it really mean to us? We either vote Democrat or we vote Republican, or you vote Independent. So which one is it?
Well,
Speak up, Joe. Let's get it on.
Okay, here we go. The black community. Do you want to talk about the cultism first, or do we just go into the social?
Well, let's call them a cult. The black cult are the conservative black community cults. Y'all know what cults is,
Well,
not really good people.
So the black community, what are we politically? We've been groomed over the past 70 years to understand that there's only one political party, the Democratic Party. And if you dare to discuss the possibility that the political party that we have been linked to, or chained to, if you want to call it that, is the only possible solution for the black community.
I like the term chained to.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so if you start to talk about how the black community, or the things that you're not satisfied with this relationship, all of a sudden you're a Republican, you're anti-black, you're an Uncle Tom. All these things are triggers. It's sort of the same thing that is done in a cult, where the cult is always right. It is the only direction. It is it is the halo in the sky. And none of this has ever come true. They're going to do the same thing that they've done to us for the past 70 years. Make all these grandiose promises, and then once they're elected, you don't see or hear from them again for another 4 years.
You get that, black people? Let me tell you something. Promises, and nothing happens. Look at our cities. Look at the crime rates. Look at the incarceration. Nothing happens. Every time. In Chicago, you folks in Chicago better listen. Don't bite all the damn promises that Kamala, Biden, Obama, there will be, all those conservative blacks will be spilling to you. Don't buy it. I think one of the mayor that was running for public office says, don't, he said something that he told black people, don't do something, don't buy it, don't believe the.
I disagree with the term conservative. They're far from conservative.
Blacks are not conservative. We need food.
We have been groomed into a new era of socialism. We've been groomed into an era that is now.
Do we know what it is? Do we know what this socialism that we've been groomed into? Call it an enclave. Call it a community.
Well, what's happening? I once heard it in a conversation not too long ago. What has the black community done outside of sports? What have we done? What have our leaders presented to us and to the world?
With all due respect, Joel, what leaders? Congressional Black Caucus?
Those of us.
What did they do?
Those of us who grew up in the 60s and 70s, we had a generation that was moving forward. You could see that there was growth. And now all of a sudden those leaders have disappeared. Where is the NAACP, the Urban League, and all these
industries?
Yeah, where have they gone?
Where's the businesses?
You know, yes, now in the black community, who is the economic force?
We don't have one.
You have the Asian community, you have the Muslim community, you have all these business owners who won't hire us. They want us to be their.
Will not hire us.
They want us to be their consumers. They'll take our money, the billions of dollars that we put into their businesses, but try to send your husband, your daughters, or anybody in your family to go get a job, and they don't want you.
And people like Al Sharpton lying to us all the time. The money hoe. You heard me. I called him a hoe. And a pimp.
Ooh.
And a con artist. Al Sharpton, you are old and you stink. I don't even like you anymore. You lie too much. Just to get paid. But listen, folks, we're going to continue this conversation. We'll be continuing it right now.
Let's look at this diagram right here. And you can see that during the Biden-Harris administration, this is what has happened over the last 3.5 years. This is the inflation. Gas up 51%, electricity up 32%, airfare up 23%, groceries up 22%. I mean, come on, rent up 22%. This is crazy. Car insurance up 54%. Eggs 47%. This number right here is insane. This car insurance thing, my car insurance went up. I don't even know why. This is another thing that's crazy. These electricity bills are getting outrageous. They're getting outrageous. Now, granted fact, yes, it's been hot this summer, but up 32%. These are bills that we can't get away from. You got to have that electricity. You got to have these things right here too. Groceries. And the rent or mortgages, people got to pay. And what we do know is that the interest rates on mortgages, it went up 100% from 2.5% to 3%, upwards of 6% right now. And at one point they were upwards of 7%. Car loan interest rates are up. But the data, as per Don Lemon, says that things are great. The gaslighting is just outrageous. And I think that's what people get upset about. It's the fact that they lied to us about it, and we're supposed to believe it.
Sometimes, somebody keep labeling the African American community conservative, socialist. What else? Black Lives Matter. What else? They keep calling us, all just so that they can get our votes. But what are we? We're really just a community that is hungry, looking for jobs, looking for kind of work, someplace to work. So how do we resolve that?
Well, just like every other community, they want to simplify us. In my own family, we have a millionaire. We have people who are working class, and we have people who are at the bottom of the economic ladder. Does that mean that our children are the same? Are they growing up with the same experiences? We are different. And we seem to be trivialized by the political parties into one group, black people. And we're more
I'd like to
complicated.
meet the millionaire one, you know. I didn't know you have that within there. But,
Yeah.
you know, here we have Pamela, whatever her name is. You know, when Donald Trump was down in Atlanta, Georgia, he said he didn't know that Kamala suddenly became black from something else. Now, people got angry with that, including black people. You guys got angry about it. Donald Trump is right. What the hell is she? Is she an Indian? And all you Negress women that are calling her black, why are you doing that to us? She's not black. She didn't come through the African line and slavery. In fact, her family had slaves. Did you all know that? Her family had slaves.
Well, you know, there's a lot to unpack there. I think when you look at, like I said before, what is the black community and who are we from? The traditional black community are those who were brought here by force.
Slaves.
Yes. And then all of a sudden, 200 years later, they say, oops, sorry about that, you're free.
You know, but it's so confusing. Why do black people just take anything that is thrown at them and swallow it? Here's Obama, he's black. Now, God damn it, you know damn well the nigga ain't all that black. Michelle is black. But Obama is not all that black. He speaks well, but he's not all that black. Okay, next thing you know, here come a pondering black woman, or a woman, pondering woman called Kamala. Oh, Camel something. Well,
Kamala.
Kamala, Slamaka, whatever, you know. But now you're throwing this woman at us, and you're saying, oh, she's black. She's a pondering black.
I
Why
think
are they doing that to us?
well, it's simple. You're trying to create a theme, a formula. If she looks black enough, then the Democratic Party can sell it to us. They're saying, "Oh, black women, focus on this fantasy."
And the skin color.
Yeah, it's convenient. They only have about 35 to 40 days to sell this new product, and so this year has been epic. I mean, I've seen so many lies coming from the Democratic Party, more than I've ever seen in my lifetime. You know, the Joe Biden scandal, which they seem to want to sweep under the rug. They sat back and they're now saying, well, he's too sick to run. But I have suspicion, since he's no longer even doing any public
And you
speaking.
know the truth of the matter is not he was too sick to run. Because he's still in president. He's still doing the job.
Well,
He was booted out.
Yeah,
What
a
the
coup.
French call coup d'etat.
Yes. And so therefore, we're now in a situation where, do we have a presidency?
No, we don't.
don't
Who's
think-
running the country?
Yes.
But we're going to go into the immigration issue very soon, because it seems to be one of the biggest issue for the Republican Party. The immigration. Too many people coming across South America in the tune of 10, 15, 20 million. All within 2-3 years.
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean? Nobody saw, nobody vetted them, nobody checked out if they're criminals. And then when they come in, where are they? So, you know, we got some clips on that where people really have talked about how the people, immigrants that come in here, illegal immigrants, and they're stealing. America, the Democratic Party did exactly what you said. Give them credit cards, give them Social Security, give them. America's a different country.
Well, you know, the first illegal immigrants were white Americans, the Europeans.
Yeah.
They came in without any
Without
any documents.
Whoever stole the land first got the land and don't want the land to be given away.
You know, so you know, like you said, it's who's ever his story versus whatever the real truth is. If you talk to the Native Americans, you know, they have a different perspective, and you know,
They
then
must be sitting back and and chuckling at us.
But
By the way, I hope my technicians will have that Kamala chuckling, because chuckling,
cackling,
that
Kamala.
Kamala. If my people have that, I wish that you guys would just show that to me next time. We'll be right back.
I need this message to go out to our vice president who's running for president. I have heard all over social media about, excuse me if I say anything wrong, immigrants getting loans, money. It was hard for me to believe. It was just extremely hard for me to believe. I've been in business such a long time. Back in 2019, I purchased my first food truck. It cost me over $25,000. I paid it cash money. I worked hard to pay for this truck. I'm now selling it because I'm doing other things, but I'm selling it. I had a guy come to look at purchasing my vehicle, or my food truck. And he explained to me he's an illegal immigrant. He has no credit. He has no money in the bank. But he showed me his paperwork that he will receive funds to purchase my food truck. I'm thankful that he's buying it, but I'm hurt that I worked so hard to pay cash for my food truck. I have good credit, can't even get a business loan because of the color of my skin. I have veterans in my family. I'm a veteran. I've been self-employed for so long. But somebody, please tell me, how do I work so hard to have somebody who comes to this country, not long, no credit, and he shows me paperwork where they'll be funding him money to buy my food truck. And when I talked to the bank, they told me usually they have to go straight to a dealership because I'm a private sale. But for special circumstances, they're going to, they allow it. But I need my president to tell me why I worked so hard all these years, all these decades. Couldn't get a business loan, but I bust my ass to get the money to create my business. And we got immigrants coming here. And they're getting money. Money! We're doing nothing but just being here. It's not right, and I want answers.
Why is this woman always cackling, chuckling? Have you ever heard her laugh? She said we laugh from the stomach. I thought only food goes in the stomach. But what the hell is that?
No, I remember when my kids were growing up and they wanted to deflect the conversation. They would bring up some kind of stunt that would say, okay, well, we're talking about something serious. And then they would deflect. They would, all of a sudden, they'd be sick, or they would come up with some way of getting away from what's not comfortable. What seems to be her style is whenever you start talking about serious politics, right, and then all of a sudden...
Show me that clip. I swear, I can't stand that woman. Go ahead. I'm sorry, bro.
No,
Make you sick.
Yeah, it's just...
What the hell is she laughing about?
Because...
What the hell are you laughing about, Kamala?
That way she doesn't have to respond to the question.
She doesn't have to respond.
So
People are hungry.
Yeah.
Unemployment is high.
She doesn't have answers if it's not written on her clipboard, if it is not part of the training that she is getting. She really is frighteningly, I was going to say that right?
You got it.
She is frighteningly ill-informed. For somebody who's going to have to represent the country, to go into complex debates, geopolitics, understanding how is Putin and Xi Jinping going to interpret possibly a weak president.
They're not going to go, she's not going to go to any foreign country with dictatorship presidents, strong presidents who got millions and millions of people to deal with and cackling in front of them. It ain't going to work. Black people, you need to be a little bit more careful before you start putting, because she's a woman. Look, let me tell you something, Joel. Some people say chief. And I'm, like or dislike us, ring the bell. I still say, look.
Comments.
Kamala.
Yes.
How, her. Like Bernie Mac would say, him. In this case, is her. It just makes no sense to me why this woman would just laugh at every issue, everything that is said to her.
It stops the conversation. It's a simple tactic.
Well, it done got me mad.
Yeah, so,
And it should get you mad too.
if she starts talking about foreign policy, economics,
And she left.
what is happening with the black community, the
And she-
crisis of the of our education system,
And she left.
everything is a joke.
A joke to her.
Yeah.
Well, you people in Chicago getting ready to go through an illegal nomination process. We ain't stupid. Black people are not stupid. We know that was whatever convention you calling it, it's illegal. It's not right. It didn't go through the process. And you people in Chicago ought to either know what you're doing or shut the hell up. Don't even call yourself Democrats.
Well, I think it's going to be a coronation and not a
A
nomination.
coronation.
So
Throw some flowers at her.
yeah, it's going to be run by a bunch of people behind the scenes.
And we don't know who they are.
No.
Do you know who they are? Kamala is just a facade, just a showcase. There was another term that you used to describe her. And we're going to try to shift away from the immigration, because right about now, I'm ready to put this entire show on Kamala, or crackling Kamala. I just want people to see, especially the African American community and Africans that are here, look carefully, think carefully, research, find out why. Joel?
Well, it's a frightening concept. The black community has been shorted by those that we have trusted the most. I am disappointed. Over the past 70 years, we've gone from having a pretty good chance to recover and to become a significant, part of the population, but we have been fed lies. Our families have been split up. They have bribed the remaining fractured family with welfare programs with no end in sight. We're on the third, fourth.
Black family.
Yes, we're on the third, fourth, and sometimes fifth generation welfare with no end in sight. And so the Democratic Party is now threatening and saying, hey, if you don't vote for us,
You ain't black enough.
and they're going to take away your welfare.
And your welfare is gone. Biden. He said it. If you don't vote for me, you are not black enough.
Well, Biden's gone.
No, he's not gone. He's still running the country. He's still got his finger on that red button. He's still the only one that can push it. But they haven't turned that over to Camel Toe yet. I mean, Kamala Harris. They haven't turned that over to her. The economy's in bad shape, though. We are seriously, the country, most of the businesses are outside of the country. You look at the doggone material, things in the store. Where is it coming from?
Well, look at California. I mean, California is a huge. What is it? It would be, if it was a country, it would be the fifth largest country in the world.
I don't believe that.
With the socialist programs of that governor, now all of a sudden businesses are running to conservative states like Texas. Now all of a sudden,
businesses are running away from California.
yeah, and
Newsom,
and so
stupid man,
yeah, it is a disaster.
including what's her name? Maxine? No, not Maxine Waters. Is it Maxine Waters? Yeah, I think that's her too. Including Nancy Pelosi, including Adam Schiff. Oh, I'm so sorry. That's his name, Schiff, right? Or Shit.
know.
Whatever it is, including them. All of them are in California. You guys are, I hope that you get a nice earthquake and they shift you away from the rest of the country.
Baby boomers are not moving and staying longer in their homes compared to previous generations. So how does this affect the Bay Area real estate prices? 37% of San Francisco's 3+ bedroom homes are owned by baby boomers. Meanwhile, millennials are struggling to afford homes despite recent gains for this demographic. The great transfer of wealth is upon us for the next 20 years as people age and ultimately sell. With that said, how will this continue to strain available housing inventory? And how much will prices continue to rise with anticipated falling interest rates?
We're in trouble. If this is the canary in the mine shaft, are we going the way of Venezuela? Are we going to have an economy that is gutted by socialist programs that promise the sky but deliver nothing? So far, they're running 100% fail. If you haven't been paying attention, if you're shopping in the grocery stores, if you're trying to put gas in your car, it is impossible. Try to even buy a house. The average
student loan.
Yeah. Imagine if you were 20-something and trying to get started.
Bidenomics continue on Vice President Harris. Bidenomics continue to Vice President Harris.
You know what hell you call it. The economy is going to continue with all those reservation tax. It's working. In case you haven't noticed, it's working.
How much does it bother you that Vice President Harris might soon, for political reasons, start to distance herself from your economic
She's not
plan?
going to.
Okay, Taylor Riggs joins me this morning. All right, Taylor, how is Harris going to pivot away from the unpopular Bidenomics?
Well, she's trying to. She's saying that I wasn't around the last 3.5 years. I have nothing to do with Bidenomics. Biden, as you just heard, is very much saying, no, she's exactly what Bidenomics is, and she's going to stick to that message. The White House, KJP, also in a press conference reiterating that she and Biden are one team. It is Bidenomics.
You know, I just can't understand that the economy is in a bad shape, and as you have said, and everybody else knows, that you can't buy gas for the price that it is. I just want people to pay attention a little bit to Donald Trump. He's got some major points. Kamala, been running and hiding, so she's going to put all the eggs in one basket. And who's going to be there at their convention? It's going to be
The socialist movement.
an entire socialist body of socialists.
I've heard many things. If you look at what they're saying on the media front, that's going to be kind of similar to 1968. You're going to have the Palestinian contingent who are anti-Israel. You're going to have all these different fractionalized groups who feel that they are not being properly represented. And as usual with the socialist platform, they're going to make these grand promises that never yet. Yes, the best thing that they could seem to do, if you were to look at the last 4 years, is crash the economy.
I know that our people, the engineers, have that statement by that black woman in Atlanta, Georgia, and how she really hit Kamala where it is.
A few days ago, President Trump said he didn't know Vice President Harris was a black woman. I'm trying to figure out what all the outrage is about because she's only black when it's time to get elected. Did I lie? The same black people who are mad at Trump for being confused about her race, ethnicity, nationality, whatever, are seemingly forgetting that while you're touting her as a savior for black people, she identifies as an Asian woman. She chose her side and it wasn't ours.
How in the world did this woman all of a sudden come up? The same thing would happen with Obama when he came up. But Obama, there is a clear distinction between Obama and Kamala. Joel, I know what the distinction is, but you have something that you'd like to say about that distinction.
Well, I have a certain kind of soft spot in my heart for Obama. I think that he was the first and therefore the most persecuted of the black community's representative in the White House. His foreign policy was bad.
Bad.
Yes, but his domestic policy, I think he tried. I think the idea of having a socialized medicine, there,
That's the only one. That's the only one.
Yeah,
but they even turned the name into Obamacare.
Yeah, it was blocked.
It was a failure.
The problem that hits me is, are we actually holding someone up who is incompetent, who is possibly...
You're making reference to Cameron.
Yeah. Is she
trying to be a second Obama?
She's trying to be. And the apparently in the black community, we are split for the first time in a way that we've never been.
Black people are split. I agree with you.
I just got on really quick to address people like me, black people, who are living in places like Chicago and New York. If you guys continue to vote Democrat, if you let them induce you to vote for Kamala because she's a woman of color, those illegal migrants, you think they have taken you guys' resources and taken over? It's going to be so much more worse for you guys. So why vote against your own interests and vote for a woman just because she's a woman of color? We've seen what the last 4 years under Joe Biden and VP Kamala, what was happening. So why vote for her? And you're going to continue to get more of that. Wake up, guys. I would never vote against myself. I'm going to tell you guys, in Chicago, especially my black women, flip Chicago red. Flip it red and let them people up in them Democrats in Chicago know to stop playing with y'all. Because your vote and your voice matters. Vote red come this November and get them Democrats out, because they are letting illegal migrants take over. They're going to be the priority, not you. Wake up. Don't vote against yourself. Are you crazy?
Let me elaborate on that. Right about now, if you put 10 black people together and ask them, who would you vote for? Right now, for the first time in a long time, 5 would say for Donald Trump and 5 would say for Kamala.
It's actually even worse than that. Now it's split along the sex line. So the women are 100% in the black community on the side of Harris, or I shouldn't say 100%, but the majority. And they're saying that this is our Obama moment. The black men are saying, wait a second, I am disturbed about some things that I am seeing and hearing from this candidate. Is she competent enough to do the heavy lifting? I don't think that she is, from my perspective, but when I talk to my black sisters and I ask them, they say, I'm voting for her. And then you ask them, why? Haven't you seen?
They have no answer.
Yeah. I mean,
just other than she's a woman.
Yeah.
Nobody says that a woman should not be president of this country, but not this woman. That's what we're trying to tell you, black women. I mean, even some households, black households, there's division between husband and wife.
This bro just made the greatest point about Kamala Harris on the internet. Watch.
I'm watching Kamala Harris election campaign thing, and I just feel like, let me just say this to everybody out there who voted for Kamala Harris. I think y'all stupid as the mother. Stupid as a mother. She talk about the one thing they go off on is the reproductive rights. Who's in office right now? If Donald Trump changed it when he was in office, it's been 3 years. You ran off of it last time. Under this administration that y'all claim y'all love and she's so good for the country, why haven't they done what they planned on doing 3 years ago? They still coming up with these same talking points, and you stupid motherfucker are still buying into the same dumb they said last time.
Hey, Trump team, just run that as an ad.
You stupid!
When we sit back and look at it, you look at the Jewish community, you look at the Arabic community, all these different ethnic groups that are in our society, they are united.
Very united.
You
Except
don't.
for the Negroes. I mean,
it's unheard of for the Asian community to split their vote. It is unheard of for the Muslim community to split their vote.
You never find
It's unheard of for the white community to split their vote. All of a sudden, we are the only group where the women have gone in their political direction.
And the black men are incarcerated.
Yeah, if you're not incarcerated.
So let's be frank about it. And there are more black people incarcerated, at least in the state of Maryland, than any other state in the country.
Yeah, because it makes money. It makes money.
Jail.
Yes, jails make money.
Big time money maker.
You notice
So
that
all the lot of black men in jail.
Oh yeah, there's when you start looking when they started to privatize the prison system, all of a sudden there was this flood of fresh blood, if you want to call it, of black men who were now suddenly being locked up.
Look, I like Donald Trump, but at some point, Donald Trump is going to have to talk to us about what he's going to do for us as black people. I mean, all the other ethnic people have got their folks in there. What about us? Don't give us no damn Kamala. We know better than that. Black people are not stupid. But Donald Trump, and I'm just going to assume that Donald Trump is going to win this election. I'm just going to go ahead out on a limb and say he's going to win this election.
Oof, that's a big if.
Well, let it be an elephant if. I don't care. I'm saying it clearly. Donald Trump is going to win this election. But at some point, during the campaign, during the debate, you've got to talk to us. I got my brothers in jail.
They're not doing it that way. They are the Democratic Party has literally turned its back on the black household.
Well, what about the Republican Party? Have you turned your back on the black people too?
Now we're winding back to the issue of the cult. Will the black community actually consider not the political loyalty, but the mathematics? Were we economically better off under a Republican administration?
Yes.
Are we going to be better off under a socialist system?
Hell no.
Because you cannot consider what the platform is now is traditionally Democrat. If your grandmother was to vote today, she would be called a sellout and an Uncle Tom. Or whatever.
Not that Uncle Tom was a bad guy. Uncle Tom, if you know the history, was a good guy.
Don't tell him that. That's going to be too confusing.
Well, I don't want to confuse you on black folk, I'm going to let you know. Uncle Tom was a good black man.
That's another show.
That's a whole nother show. But meanwhile, before Joel continues, we'll be right back.
This president deserves the support of the black community because he's earned it.
There is a silent majority of us that see you, see what you're doing, see what you did for HBCU schools. That was actually the deal for us.
I wager to say that there is no American president since Lincoln that has had the impact for black America that President Trump has had.
Joe Biden supported the crime bill in '94.
He has imprisoned black America, basically.
Trump supported the NAACP and black youth like myself in '87.
He's a businessman. He's bringing businesses back into America.
Bringing jobs back to America. Bringing the truth back, and he's stopping needless wars.
My day is going to be amazing. I'm never going to forget this day. This day is historic.
In 2016, I made you a solemn pledge. I would be your greatest champion. In the first 3 years, we achieved the lowest black unemployment rate in history. We achieved the largest job gains for African Americans on record. The poverty rate for African Americans reached the lowest level ever recorded. I did more for the black community in 47 months than Joe Biden did in 47 years.
We cannot deny that man has done everything that he has set out to do in record-breaking time. Can we say 3 years? Can we say 3 years?
We will create 3 million new jobs for the black community. Open 500,000 new black-owned businesses. Bring even greater fairness to the justice system. We did criminal justice reform.
I want to thank President Donald John Trump.
Create a ladder of opportunity for African American children by delivering school choice to every parent in America. Together we made unbelievable progress and achieved once unimaginable success. And with your support, your vote, and your voice, the best is yet to come.
You can expect us to come out in droves in your support. For absolute certain. That's a certainty.
So, like you were saying, Joel, go ahead and continue with
it spills back into cultism. Is it okay for the black community to have different perspectives, or must we follow the party line? You know, it's kind of like when you're sitting at the table with grandma and then you say something that's not Christian. Oh my goodness.
Grandma gonna whoop your ass.
Right. Now we have moved into this new era of political loyalty,
I
which
want to apologize to some folks for some of the language that I use, but I'm being very straightforward. I don't like to bamboozle you. Let them other people are bamboozling us. I don't need to do that. Al Sharpton is bamboozling us. What's that boy's name? Roland Martin. What an idiot. What a stupid idiot. I mean, he's literally taking money from the Democratic Party to go after Donald Trump.
Look at them brothers. They done broke the vote blue no matter who cycle. They done broke the vote blue no matter who cycle. Vote blue's not a religion no more. All them brothers standing in line about to vote for Trump. You're about to make America great again.
What a fool. You're a stupid fool.
money and politics have always been a part of it. That's not a big shock. If you were to look at every single political party in this country, everybody is funneling money to gain support.
I remember when they used to give us Boone's Farms and Ripple.
Look what the
Ripple, you know, vote for this guy on election day.
Right. Look at all the money that we literally shower across the world to people who hate us.
How about that? Why are you giving money to people that don't like you?
That is the American way.
That's the American way.
We have always paid for people's loyalty. And that's not going to end whether you're Democrat or Republican.
Well, let me ask you a very small question. If you had a choice of reparation or going back to Africa, which one would you do? I'm talking to you black folks. You know, you remember the reparation promises? You know what it is. 40 acres and a mule. It's still, that promise is still on the table. Hasn't been resolved. But which one would you choose now?
I don't know.
You're in Chicago and you're getting ready to vote for somebody who did not go through the process the proper way.
Oh, I don't know. I always wonder how many miles per gallon can I get from a mule. But anyway, I don't know how that works. Let's face it.
Which one would you choose, Joel?
You know, that's another pie in the sky. We know
another pie in the sky.
We know for a fact that that's never going to happen. The United States government has never held its promises to the black community, and it never will. We have to actually come up with a way, and I'm not sure how to do that. We have to come up with a way to support our own. If the Asian community, they don't have, you don't,
themselves.
You know, if the Arabic community, you know, the white community, all these communities have bundled together, the new immigrant community. We've talked about them before in our previous broadcast.
They've been taking our own.
They're coming into this. They're coming into this country with tools, and they are moving into construction, hard industries where there is high income.
Bring that camera closer.
You know,
bring that camera closer. Engineers, bring that camera closer. I want to make one good point. If you can bring that camera closer to us, just a little bit, so I can make this point. Look here, black people, it's easy. You ain't going back to Africa, and you're not getting a reparation. So what you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? That's the big question. You in Chicago now getting ready to hold a convention. Look at Chicago, death every day. Jobs, no jobs. Gas price up. And you're getting ready to vote for... Now, somebody told me, asked me, Joel, and I'll really be honest with you. Is this... Chief Obidike, are you really having a problem because she's a woman? Well, I look at the war that is around the world. It's a lot of wars. We got 5 wars going on. Somebody told me we're just skirmishes or just not exactly all war, but it's war. And would I like it for a woman to be the commander-in-chief? Joel Spears, you know these people who are going to send you your like and they'll subscribe and they'll comment and they'll ring the bell. But would you like a woman to be the commander-in-chief of this country?
I don't care if you're candy striped. I just want to make sure that when I lay down at night that you've got my back, that you actually understand the geopolitics. We're probably in a similar situation to what happened and became what we called World War I and World War II, which were literally the same war if you study those sort of things. Does our commander-in-chief, whoever they are, understand that? If not, we are the primary, we're the lead country of the world. Our dollar is the world standard. Are we going to maintain that, or are we headed the way of Venezuela?
We're headed for World War III if you put Kamala Harris in the White House. World War III.
If we have any,
a lot of devastation, and who is she going to send? She's going to send my grandsons. She's going to send your grandson. There ain't no child came out of that body. So who is she going to send? The ones that are coming across from South America?
Well, it's happened in the past. The immigrants have come to this society for a better life.
Well,
you can't blame them for that.
Well, no country can now allow you to just come in there without being vetted. You don't know what's coming in. Then when you come in the numbers, Joe, 10 or 5, 10, 15, 20 million.
But that just comes back to the whole issue of socialism. Socialists don't know how to run a country. It just has never happened.
Never have one.
And every time they run a country, they trash it. And for some reason, the black community is drinking the punch. And for the last 70 years,
we're telling you to stop.
They keep whispering. They keep whispering to our ear, "Oh, love us, like us, and vote for us." And every time,
we keep doing the same dumb thing. Don't it get you, man? Black people, it gets everybody angry. Stop, think, look, investigate, find out the real difference, and we'll be right back.
A new matchup, but the same result. Former President Trump leading Harris by 1 point in this brand new Fox national poll. And Trump also leading Harris by 8 points amongst independent voters. Americans also overwhelmingly turning to the former president on these top issues, on the economy, on border security, as he's blasting Kamala Harris for embracing Bidenomics.
Kamala has declared that tackling inflation will be a day one priority. Just think of it for her, but day one for Kamala was 3.5 years ago. Why hasn't she done it?
This program is coming to you from the New Harbor Studio. And we call this particular segment, "Hey, let's talk about it." Look, my people, there are so many issues. America is in serious crisis. And all 45 million black people in this country, we better stand up for something or stand up for nothing. I welcome you back again. My dear brother co-host, Well, Spears.
Hello, everybody. My only plea is that we go back to our roots of intelligent decision making. Stop being emotional and be logical. If you're going to vote for someone because she has the same body parts as you, is not intelligent. Please consider the options like every other group in this society. Does the Jewish community sit back and say, we're going to vote for this person because we like the shape of their nose? Does the Arabic community say the same thing? They all sit back and say, what do we get out of this deal?
Mm-hmm.
And as a result, their communities,
what's in it for us?
Yes, their communities flourish. If the black community continues to be in the same relationship where the Democratic Party whispers in our ear something sexy, And we just sit back and melt and say, oh, I'm going to vote for you again. And then after they vote for us, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They're out the door, and 4 more years of neglect.
Ooh, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am.
You know, it's happening.
If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Come on, black people. Come on, Chicago. Windy City. We're talking to you. We're calling on you. And this is just not a focus so strictly on black people. No, but it is. Because they're the ones that everybody's looking for. Democrats and Republicans. Conservatives and non-conservatives. They're looking for black people to come and vote for them. Support their program.
They're saying drink the punch. You know, don't care about what's in what it contains.
O.J. Simpson? Careful.
That man's dead.
Careful.
Leave the man alone.
Whatever they're feeding you, stop it. You know, I met somebody the other day, 42 years of age, has been incarcerated since he was 17 years old. The man, spent 28 years of his life. We'll be talking to him when we finally put our attention to that incarceration issue. But meanwhile, because we're now on the short side of time, let us go into this wonderful new ideology that the Democrats are pushing. Project 2025. Black folks, what in the world is Project 2025? Joel?
It is 900 pages. I don't know. I mean,
Here it is. Here it is. How many black people are going to go reading 920 pages of this junk? And this is just something that was created by an independent organization.
Yeah.
Why are Democrats so pissed off about what's in here? And I'll tell you why the Republicans are.
Well, as the expression goes, are you going to believe me or your lying eyes? You know, this whole political banter back and forth is, oh, we're going to end up in a dictatorship. Well, what are we in right now? You have people literally seizing control of our children.
Dictating.
They are dictating to us whether your child, if they are born with male body parts, where they have the right, without your consent, to remove those body parts and at least have them have the appearance of a
abortion, murder.
You know, so it's insane. You know, you have one group saying, "Watch out, Trump's going to change and take us into a dictatorship." What's happening now? Our money is
living in dictatorship.
Our money is being spent on people who aren't even a part of the system.
Hate us.
Millions of dollars.
It's like us.
You know, we're printing money. We're sending them to these countries who have no. Who's sending the United States money? I haven't received a check. Have you?
I haven't received one.
You know,
have you?
You've got to understand.
You received one?
You're being pimped. That's just. You know, you've got to understand.
You're being pimped. Yeah. Al Sharpton, bamboozled. Black folks, you're being bamboozled by the Democratic Party. Hear it from us. We're telling you the truth.
I just want to get back to the point where this is simple. I want an economy that I can live in. I want a society where I don't have to fear about any crime being occurred, and when I dial 911, that the police actually show.
Come up to us, you know, instead. They're now doing the zip code. If you dial 911 from a particular zip code, the police and the ambulance will not come.
So
that's why they are upgrading the zip code. You notice that? Every time you turn around, they're asking for your zip code. There's a reason for it. Black people, please, please. James Brown said it. Be black and be proud.
Let's come together. Let's actually sit back and say, what can you do for me, Democratic Party? What can you do for me, Republican Party? We've already got the answer. Socialist programs have been an epic failure. Your kids can't read.
We'll be back.
Blessings to you and your family. So Don Lemon decided to be a journalist and ask people who they are voting for between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. Honestly, I don't think he was ready for those answers.
We're here in Jersey, Atlantic City. Who do you support?
Trump. I plead the fifth. Trump for the win.
Tell me why.
I can't really call that right now, but I just feel like she's not good for president. She's good vice, but not for the actual lead role for the country.
Does it have anything to do with being a woman?
No. No, because I feel like women, nah, you're not going to give me that.
Your money's on Harris?
Yeah.
Who do you want?
Trump.
Why don't you like Harris?
She doesn't have any experience.
She's the vice president. She's a senator.
Yeah, no experience. No. She has no experience.
Well, I want Donald Trump. I just feel we need somebody that has a stronger background with the military and the world in general.
She was a prosecutor and an attorney general and a senator and a vice president. You're in a gambling town. Who's your money on?
I'm going to support the Democratic Party, but, I mean, Trump looked like he got it in the bag right now.
4 years ago, it was a lot better. I made a lot more money than I do now.
I know you feel that way, but that's not actually what the record shows. The economy is actually better under Biden. No, I'm serious. That's what the facts show.
Okay, you know what?
No, that's not because I watch CNN. Trump or Harris?
Trump.
That's who's going to win.
That's who's going to win.
Who you support?
I support Trump. All the people that came to this country legally, it's not fair that they're letting all 10,000 to 15,000 people or 20,000 people here illegally. Have you seen San Diego? Yeah. They're coming off the boats, off the water right here, off the ocean. Did you know Biden was flying them in? Did you know Biden was flying them in? You didn't know that?
What do you Canadians think about what's going on here?
We think you're all nuts. We're just watching from afar and just enjoying the show.
I got to get out of Atlantic City. Where are we going to next?
Well, my brother, we've tried to cover as many areas as possible. We didn't get a chance to really get into this. $320 it costs to print this in black and white. Project 2025. That's how much it costs. And if you try to do it in color, $500.
That's the new inflation. It's probably only $100 before we started printing money.
But this thing was developed by about 140 different organizations. We've been trying to find out if there was any black organization that was part of this mandate for leadership from the conservative or the conservatives making promises. Now, it was not Donald Trump that did it. And you see, one of the things about Donald Trump is that he's a very truthful person, no matter what you or the media is saying. I don't know nothing about it. I did not authorize it. I don't subscribe to it. Even if it's just some recommendation, I will consider everything. That's what he's saying. When he gets into the seat, he will consider all recommendations. That's right. If it comes from Jewish people, black people, Ku Klux Klans, whoever it is. And black folks, you all got to wake up. So this is all this Project 2025 is. Now, Joel, there is some parts of the Project 2025 that impacts the African American community. Oh, yeah. I mean, child care, abortion. It's, quite a bit of it. And they are worried. And, of course, the so-called, those people that have been in the White House for so long, what are they called again? Bureaucrats. They've been there for 30, 40 years and don't want to leave.
Yeah.
That has to change.
Well, like you said, the problem that we have is whenever there's a political campaign, it's to confuse the people. My understanding of Donald Trump from his last administration, he wasn't a big reader. I don't think that he is going.
That's what they say. Any man that go to what his man has been built, the things that he has built.
Yeah.
You don't build 14, 15 golf courses, and you don't build 10 or 8 or 9, 10 Trump towers worldwide by being a dummy. I mean, this man have created jobs everywhere in the world. Why is it that even the Republican Party, why are they not focusing on the progresses that this man has made? They need to put that emphasis more and more of what he has done and what we can look forward to for the future. Think about the future. Don't listen to that Kamala and her future stuff. She ain't got no future. The only future she got is going back to California.
I'm not going to make friends by what I'm about to say. Donald Trump is not a Republican and Kamala Harris is not a Democrat. You have a businessman who is a conservative going up against a woman who is a socialist. They are obviously coming from completely two different camps. I can only say this. I am scared to death for the future of my family and friends who are living in an economy that is failing. Kamala Harris is a part of that administration. And if this was a basketball team or a football team and they were performing as poorly as the White House is performing, we would have rioted and the team would have been sold off to another city.
It's being sold to China now.
Why are we so afraid of actually going, not necessarily with someone we love, but someone who has a proven track record of giving us the standard of living of which we are, used to? Everything right now is deteriorating. I can't blame that on the Republican Party. I can only blame it on the socialists who have come into
Democrats
and who have come in and are now controlling the Democratic Party. Unfortunately, if you were to go back just 20, 30 years ago, when my grandparents and parents were still politically active, their position as Democrats is now considered sellout. How did that happen? Who told us that that perspective is now considered anti-black? That makes no sense. How can you actually say that to me? That makes no sense. Make that, as my kids say, how does that make sense? Make it make sense. It doesn't.
And that's what the Republican Party is trying to do. That's what Donald Trump is trying to lead this country. Common sense. Things that are very sensible. Like the price of food, the groceries, gas, everything that is normal, jobs, roof over our heads. I don't want Kamala Harris's California, where so many veterans are on the streets. And by the way, let me salute all my veterans. I am a disabled American veteran, 100% disabled, Purple Heart recipient. I salute you. I'm supporting Donald Trump, and I'm looking for you to do the same thing. Look, I saw something this morning about the Medal of Honor. A debate about the Medal of Honor and how Donald Trump just sort of downsided the ones that are receiving some of these Medal of Honors and Purple Heart. Look, those of us who've been in combat, we did not go into combat for any medals. We went there to defend the country. That's what we did. We did not go for medals. I received so many medals, I threw it in the Mekong Delta. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't what I was there for. Go out in the field, go into combat, shoot, get shot at, and come back for a medal. You guys are stupid. And anybody that is trying to make Donald Trump look bad about some kind of Medal of Honor statement that he made, and especially you guys in Chicago, you're stupid. I'm telling you, you are stupid. You've been bamboozled, and you're still being bamboozled. This is Chief OBDK and my doggone, your co-host. Please tell him.
God bless. Well, God bless us all.
Only on UrbanSmartNetwork.com.